In the history of ancient Egypt, few names are as famous as Pharaoh Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great. His reign was one of the most prominent and longest in Egyptian history, lasting around 66 years. It was along the banks of the Nile that Ramses would build his empire, rising from the sands of Egypt. Born in 1303 BC to Seti I and Queen Tuya, Ramses inherited not only the throne, but also the immense responsibility of ensuring the security and prosperity of his kingdom in a world full of threats. From a young age, Ramses accompanied his father on military campaigns, learning the art of war and the secrets of Egyptian military strategy. By the age of 14, he was already marching alongside Egyptian warriors in Libya and Palestine, preparing for the role that awaited him. At 22, Ramses was leading his own campaigns in Nubia, accompanied by his two sons, displaying military skills and determination that impressed even the most experienced generals in his army. In 1290 BC, Ramses II inherited a kingdom plagued by conflict and external threats. The Hittites, powerful rivals of Egypt, had extended their influence over the region of Anatolia and were challenging Egypt's supremacy in the area. Under King Suppiluliuma I, Egypt had lost key commercial centers in Syria and Canaan. Determined to restore the glory of his kingdom, Ramses embarked on a series of military campaigns to protect his borders, secure trade routes, and recover territories lost to the Hittites. One of the most notable moments of Ramses' reign was his victory over the Sea Peoples, pirates threatening the Nile Delta. These warriors, known as the Shurden, were defeated by Ramses in a fierce battle where the pharaoh employed intelligent tactics. Many of the captured Shurden warriors were incorporated into the Egyptian army, serving as bodyguards for the pharaoh. This showcased Ramses' diplomatic and military skill in turning enemies into allies. Throughout his reign, Ramses built up his army, which grew to around 100,000 soldiers, making it an impressive force that helped strengthen Egypt's influence and protect its borders. To house this vast military, Ramses ordered the construction of a large city called Pi-Ramses, located in the eastern delta near the ancient city of Avaris. This city was designed to be not only the capital of the kingdom, but also a strategic military hub. Pi-Ramses was more than just a military center. It was an architectural marvel, rivaling the grandeur of the ancient capital of Thebes. Its construction was so impressive that some scholars suggest the project may have started under the reign of Ramses' father, Seti I, but it was under Ramses that it flourished and became a symbol of Egypt's power and prosperity. With a well-equipped and prepared army, Ramses marched toward Canaan to confront the Hittites, who had taken control of the region. The campaign was successful, and Ramses returned with wealth and prisoners. However, Ramses was also determined to reclaim the strategic city of Kadesh, a point of contention between the Egyptian and Hittite empires. Likely in late 1275 BC, Ramses prepared for a decisive battle at Kadesh. With around 20,000 men, Ramses led the attack, hoping to secure the city for Egypt. But during the campaign, Ramses' plans were disrupted when Hittite spies were captured and tortured, revealing the wrong location of the Hittite army. This led Ramses to underestimate the enemy's proximity. While Ramses was setting up camp, the Hittites surprised the Egyptian army, launching a fierce attack from the walls of Kadesh. One division of the Egyptian army, led by Ramses himself, was caught off guard, with their lines broken and infantry decimated by the Hittite cavalry. In the chaos of the battle, Ramses rallied his troops and led a courageous counterattack against the Hittites. He broke through their lines, allowing the Egyptians to escape the trap. Afterward, Ramses pushed the Hittites back toward the Orontes River, inflicting heavy casualties as the Hittites drowned while trying to escape. However, this strategy left Ramses in a precarious position, trapped between the enemy and the river. Despite the imminent danger, Ramses displayed calm and courage, leading a decisive counterattack and expelling the Hittites from the battlefield. There are differing opinions on the outcome of the Battle of Kadesh, with some suggesting an Egyptian victory, others an inconclusive result, or even a defeat, with Egyptologists suggesting that Egyptian accounts may have been exaggerated. Nonetheless, the Hittite forces withdrew, and Egypt did not capture Kadesh. Years later, Ramses signed a peace treaty with the Hittites. In 1258 BC, Ramses and Hittite king Hattusili III met in Kadesh to finalize a peace agreement. The treaty, inscribed in both Egyptian hieroglyphs and Hittite cuneiform, was significant, highlighting the desire for peace between the two empires. It established a lasting truce and served as a foundation for future diplomatic negotiations in the region. During his reign, Ramses also constructed grand monuments and claimed the works of previous pharaohs. One of the most controversial aspects of his reign was his involvement in the destruction of temples in the city of Amarna, remnants of the reign of Akhenaten, who tried to establish Aten as the sole deity. Ramses ordered the demolition of these structures, reusing the stone blocks in other Egyptian cities. In 2013, Egyptian and German archaeologists made a notable discovery during excavations near the Great Temple, dedicated to Ramses II, a red granite statue of Ramses I, a monumental piece with hieroglyphs on its base, adding to the pharaoh's legacy. As for his personal life, Ramses' favorite wife was Queen Nefertari, his first wife. Despite her short life, she had a significant influence on him. Like other queens before her, Nefertari played a crucial role in diplomatic negotiations, especially with the Hittites. She bore Ramses' first son, Amenemnes, and together they had at least 3 more sons and 2 daughters. Her tomb in the Valley of the Queens is one of the most famous, adorned with murals that reflect her importance in Egyptian society. Even after her death, Ramses continued to honor her memory, immortalizing her image in statues and walls throughout the kingdom. After her passing, Ramses married other women, such as Queen Iset. Ramses is often associated with the biblical pharaoh of the Exodus, but there is little historical or biblical evidence to support this. While the name Ramses is mentioned in the Bible, it is not enough to confirm Ramses II as the Pharaoh of the Exodus. The land of Ramses was mentioned in Genesis 47:11 during the time of Jacob and Joseph, about 500 years before Ramses' reign. Archaeological evidence shows that Egyptian construction projects during Ramses II's reign employed paid or volunteer Egyptian workers, not Hebrew slaves. Furthermore, the construction of the city of Ramses began around 80 years before the Exodus, well before Moses' birth. Historians believe the Exodus likely occurred around 1513 BC, 200 years before Ramses' reign. Ramses II passed away around 1213 BC at over 90 years old. Like many pharaohs before him, he was buried in the Valley of the Kings. His mummified body was found in 1888 in a royal tomb and moved to the Egyptian Museum in Cairo in 1885, where it remains a prominent exhibit.